Welcome to this week's practice. This is the second one in the series. So the first one, we were focusing on our eyes, bringing some clarity to our sense of sight. So you can catch that recording. I'll put the link in the email with this video if you didn't get it. And this week, we're going to be tuning into our sense of hearing. So I want to say thank you to everyone who's holding this live space with me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate hanging out with you all here. And I'm looking forward to whatever comes through in the after party. Everyone who's watching the recording, welcome. And thank you for making time for yourself. Just pushing my tea down, feeling a little bit thirsty today. So just starting to bring into your awareness how last week's practice felt if you tuned into it. And if you didn't, just take a moment now to notice how the space around your eyes feel. And as I'm chatting, just look around you and notice how it feels to look in the distance, how it feels to look close up, how it feels to move your eyes around. So just welcoming in last week's practice. And let that effort go. Let your eyes rest wherever they want to rest. And we're taking our awareness to our ears. Using practices, physical practices, energetic practices to clear this channel that connects us to the vibrations that we bring in, and we make sense of the sound around us and within us. So we're coming to bring clarity to the way that we listen to the world, to our body, to our intuition, that quiet guidance that comes from within, and also the sounds and the communication that are beyond words. And as I mentioned, this is part of this 12-week journey, and all recordings will be kept so you can tune in whenever you want to. My name's Danielle. For anyone who doesn't know me, I've been supporting women for I just keep saying over a decade because I've lost track now how long I have been really intentionally connecting and supporting women through holistic health practices. And if anyone here needs some further support with anything that comes up, then you can reach out to me. I've opened up some more spaces for one-on-one somatic practices that we can do together. Now, before we begin going into the guided practice, I just want you to become very familiar with the space that you're in. And we're coming to accept all that is. So all that is in our environment, all that is arising in our body. There might be some things you can change. So if it's noisy outside, you might want to close the window. If it's hot, maybe you can take off some clothes. Whatever it is that you can do to find more peace in your body. And every practice that we do together, every circle where we meet, we are coming to really foundationally, the practice is to honor our body, to come to listen to our body and our guidance. So honor where you're at, honor your capacity today, honor what your body needs, noticing the difference between energy that wants to be felt, so we stay with it instead of moving, compared to the energy that really needs to be released. So you might find that when we're going through this practice, something arises and you naturally want to move or squeeze it or come out of the practice as a way to move away from the sensation. So I welcome you to pause for a moment every time there's an arising, whether it's a sensation or a thought or an image, whatever it is, just notice it and then choose how you interact with that sensation. Can you stay with it, or would it really like some movement? Would it really like you to write something down? So just making that moment in between to notice. And the flow of today's gathering will be exploring, hearing and listening, finding where we're at as our baseline today, doing a yogic practice to release any tension around the ears, inside the ear canal, and then we'll go into the guided practice. So that will all be preparation for us to get into the energetic practice. And then we will be going into our space to share, see if there's anything that wants to come through. All right, how are your ears today? Let's bring our awareness there. So you might notice sensations around the ears. You might not. So let your awareness spread around your face, around your neck, in your mouth, around your face, and just see if there's anything alive today, any unnecessary contractions that are held there that you can release simply by noticing, or maybe some movements, gentle touch, a deep breath to that space. See what your body is looking for. So our ears receive a vibration, and then it goes, this vibration, the message passes to our brain, and we give it meaning. So the hearing is automatic, it's happening. The listening is intentional. So every conversation, every sound, every vibration is filtered through our personal memories, beliefs, emotions, whatever is happening in this moment, our expectations. So it's filtered through these lenses, like with all our senses. So often we aren't hearing what is truly the message that is truly being sent. We are hearing our interpretation of it. So as we do these practices, we become clear, we're able to have clarity on what is actually coming through and where we put our focus as well. And that's why language is so interesting, because some words can feel really comforting to one person, and to another person it can be really activating and painful because of how they associate this word. And sometimes we only hear the words, the message that confirms our existing beliefs. And sometimes the message that is meant for us, we don't get it because we are not listening. We're not opening up to the deeper messages that are coming through. We're caught in one of our lenses. So ultimately, this practice that we're doing allows us to listen with an openness rather than an assumption, or it helps us to take away some of the lenses that we have so that we can interact with the outside and the inside world with curiosity and certainty. And this supports us in our evolution as human beings. So when it comes to caring for our physical hearing, we can probably think of so many reasons why we are hearing less clearly. It could be through exhaustion, through stress, from constant noise, and noises that we're not even aware of anymore because they're so common in our society, like the sounds of the cars, or maybe the buzzing from the electricity, whatever it is we now have normalized it. And so we don't hear them sounds anymore. But if we were aware of them, say if we'd been in nature all day and we had the sounds of the nature around us, if we then went into a city and we could hear all the cars and the noise, we'd be able to feel more clearly how our nervous system reacts to them noises. Also things like using headphones can affect our hearing. aging, illness. Many things can affect our sense of hearing, injury, all these things. So how we can support our hearing, things we can do away from this practice today. Obvious one is going into nature, spending as much time in nature as possible. Being in silence as well. If you can find a space where there's not so many external noises interfering with you, and finding space for that in the silence. There's a practice we're going to do today, Brahmari, where we put our fingers in our ears and we make a sound like a bumblebee. It's a really good way to massage and clear the ears. And then the basic fundamental needs: nourishment, hydration, sleeping well, getting that good rest, releasing any unnecessary tension, things like that. So when we are feeling any kind of stress through the body, it also distorts how we are hearing. And that's why it's important to tend to our fundamental needs, because it acts as another filter from how we connect to the world and receive the messages. And on a spiritual note, so this is just an invitation, it's not a truth, but there's some questions that we can ask ourselves. Because actually we might not even know that we are not hearing clearly. So it might not come from like how we are actually hearing the sounds, like, oh, I can't hear very well, or maybe you have ear infections constantly, or maybe you know your sense of hearing is, you have some issues or challenges with it. But maybe we're blocking out certain things because of internalized fears that we have. So we can start to ask questions to ourselves to try to open up and explore this. So instead of asking, why is life so noisy? Why is there so much happening, so much chaos? We can come to it with curiosity and ask questions like, what am I no longer listening to? What is drowning out my, what is interfering with my connection to my intuition or my inner voice? What part of myself is trying to get attention? Whose voice has become louder than my own? I really like that one. Whose voice has become louder than my own? So who have we turned to listen to over our own intuition? And these questions just help us to peel back the layers so that we can start to hear more deeply the messages that are here, and listen more deeply the messages that are for us. And this comes with the most beautiful invitation to slow down, to become more present. So we can take this as a beautiful invitation. As with all of our senses, when we tend to them, it asks of us our presence and our curiosity and our ability to stay. So we're going to go more deeply into our practice now to see what our baseline awareness is with this sense. So you can close your eyes if that feels comfortable, but for whatever reason, you might want to keep your eyes open today. That is okay. You might even notice the difference as you drift between eyes closed and eyes open. So let's notice how we are listening right now. Notice the sounds the closest to you. So take them nice deep breaths and notice the sounds closest to you. And see if you can tune in to them as a vibration, which takes us out of the mind to put this sound in a box of what it is, or whether we like it or we dislike it. Tune into the vibration as we move through this practice and see if you can find that point of meeting where the vibration from the outside world meets you. You might be able to tune in and connect to your breath. So not meeting the point where the breath meets your nose or your mouth, but where the sound of your breath meets the ear. Maybe you can hear your heartbeat today. Now widen your awareness. Notice sounds further away from your body, somewhere else in the room. And once again, finding that meeting point where the vibration connects to your physical body. A vibration. We only give it meaning. We're the ones that give it the meaning. So connect to the vibration. You might notice, if you're sensitive enough right now, to see how the whole body responds to the vibration. Again, just feel the sensations that your body gives you. You can notice when you're trying to label it, or if you perceive it as good or bad, say thank you and go back to the sensation. Now let's go outside of your room. If you're in a building, see if you can pick up on sounds outside of your space or further in the distance. Might be a bird, the wind through the trees, traffic, voices. Without naming them, feel, connect to the vibration moving towards you, meeting your body. Let your breath be your anchor, knowing that you will be responding internally to these sounds. They're giving you messages, and that's okay. Go beneath that to simply the vibration and the connection to you. Take a deep breath and see if you can notice the silence between the sounds. A little bit more tricky, but notice the pause between the sounds. Continuously check in with your body. If you've collapsed in your body, if you've contracted, take a deep breath, readjust. Now notice how every sound arises. It arises from the silence. This is what gives it the sound. It exists, fades away. Now ask yourself, am I listening or am I waiting for the next sound? This is to bring you into presence with what is moment to moment. Nice. Well done, everyone. Take a deep breath. See if your body needs to shake out any energies that are moving through. Or it might help to move your body just to find that position that feels sweet to you. Now take a slow breath in and a long breath out. Do that again without creating any unnecessary contractions in the body. So sip the breath in slowly without force, and then exhale slowly to release. Allow your body to settle in the rhythm of your breath that comes naturally. And now with the next inhales, we're going to call our energy back from our day so far, from conversations, from responsibilities, from yesterday, from tomorrow. You might want to use your hands to call it in, welcoming all of you back, calling your energy back. Feel yourself as, feel your body as your energy returns. Notice how that simple practice fills you with life force and presence. Now bring to mind one sound that immediately brings you peace. So it might be the sound of your breath in the silence. It might be somebody's voice. It might be the ocean, the rain falling, laughter. Let yourself rest in that sound for a moment, and then rest in the feeling that that sound brings. Now we're going to move into a yogic practice, Brahmari, which means bumblebee breath. And before we do that, I want us to use our hands to release any tension or connect to any tension that is in the body that wants to be seen and felt. So you can close your eye, keep your eyes closed or open them, whatever you feel, but let's just first warm our hands up. So rubbing the hands forward and back, bringing the heat, bringing the vibrations, bringing your presence to your hands, and how incredible your hands are as an extension from your heart to heal the body, to create a safe space for any stories we're holding. So lengthen through your spine, relax through the shoulders, and place the hands over the ears. So we'll hold them there for 5 breaths. Let the hands go. Let's rest in silence for a moment. Noticing any changes. Now, intuitively, give your ears a massage. See what feels good. Pulling down at the earlobes, maybe your fingers in the ears, pulling back, lifting. Maybe all you want today is a gentle stroke, or maybe you're just holding your hands at the side softly, holding space, holding the energetic space. So see what your ears are asking for today. You might start to notice, your body might start to show you where you have tension around your ears. So explore. Sometimes I like to put both fingers at the sides of my ears and draw down and lift my head up and really pull down on the fingers. I feel that deeply in my ear canal. So both fingers down the side and then pull down to my clavicles and then look up. Another nice one is hands at the back of the neck. So fingers interlinked behind the head and pulling back. So on the palms of the hands, you're putting pressure and pulling back. And you can start to feel how connected our ears are to the rest of our head and our shoulders. And you can really go to town on this one. Like once you get started, well, for me, once I get started massaging around this space, it's really hard for me to stop because I personally hold a lot of tension around my neck and my shoulders. So if you're somebody who has earache often or headaches, connecting to the ears, doing these practices could really help you. Because what is a headache as well? It can be affected by the sounds around us and how we're interpreting them. And it can bring a message, it's information. All right. You can come back to this massage whenever you feel like it. Now we're going to do the Brahmari breath, the bee breath. Maybe you know it. So we're going to do it very simply. In yoga, we close all the senses. So the thumbs in the ears, eyes, nose, mouth. We put our fingers in place here. I'm going to show you, but I'll show you the easier option too. So thumbs in the ears, and then fingers over the eyes, middle fingers over the nose, and then the ring fingers over the mouth. This is to symbolize our connection to the senses and a closing. So we're going inwards. And the breath that we do is like a bee. It's a bumblebee breath. We're humming. This vibration moves through the channels in the head and down through the rest of the body. So you might be able to feel that. And also the beautiful part that I love this breath. I do it every day because my house in the morning is pretty loud. Yes, that is the time when everyone's waking up, everyone wants to make sound, and I'm trying to do my yoga practice. And so this breath for me is amazing. And also, if you do find yourself in any discomfort through doing it, you just pause, you just wait, and you go into more of an energetic practice, holding your hands by the side. Try humming. So the intention is that we still get the vibration, and we allow for that vibration to move wherever it wants through the body. So the final thing I'll mention with this, after we've taken 5 breaths, we pause in the silence and feel the beauty in that silence of what happens when we have that fresh flow of energy, of life force, when we clear our senses. So if you're struggling of where to put your fingers, don't worry about that. You can just put your fingers in your ears. Just put your fingers in your ears. That's good enough. We'll do 5 breaths. So long deep breaths, humming. Let's go. So I won't be able to hear you for 5 breaths. Let's do 5 breaths together, and then we'll meet in the silence, okay? Mm. 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 Connect to your sense of sound, of listening, and see how the vibrations from outside meet your body, and notice if there's a difference. You might be drawn more to your inner world and the channels that have opened to the sensations that are arising. If you need to adjust your body, you can do that now as we go deeper into the practice. Allow your hands to rest softly. Let your breath come naturally. Enjoying that inhale breath and that release that comes with the exhale. Shoulders softening with every exhale. Jaw relaxing. Muscles around your ears, your face, your neck, softening, releasing. Allowing your tongue to rest gently in the mouth. Feeling yourself held by the earth. Let yourself be held. There's nowhere else you need to be, nothing to achieve here. Simply arrive. Now imagine above you a warm, golden, white light. Not harsh or bright, but gentle. Like the rays of the morning sun when they're just coming up. With your next exhale, imagine this light slowly flowing into the crown of your head, filling your mind with spaciousness, washing away any mental noise, old conversations, any expectations. As the light moves through your head, feel, imagine, connect to it cleansing your ears from the outside in, feeling it move through the ear canal to your brain, bathing both of your ears in this warm light, releasing anything you no longer need to hear, words that may have hurt you, voices that create doubt, criticism you may have been carrying, expectations. Allow this light to lovingly dissolve them. Feel your ears become lighter, opening, softening. Now notice more deeply that beneath every sound that you can hear right now, there is that vibration. Everything in nature vibrates. Everything in the universe is in motion. And so are you. Begin to feel your own vibration from your body. Maybe you can feel into, imagine that your body is gently humming with a soft, peaceful vibration, like a bumblebee. Not something you create, it's there, something you're becoming aware of, your body vibrating, a unique rhythm that is always there, that has always been there. Become familiar with your own unique vibration right now. Maybe some areas vibrate differently to others. Even if you have an emotion coming through, or pain or discomfort, feel into the vibration of that. Maybe you can find that it's warm or cold or it moves. Bring your awareness up into your heart space. Imagine your heart as a beautiful glowing light at the center of your chest. You might be able to see a color. Notice. Feel that glowing light in your heart. And with every inhale breath you take, feel and notice that vibration, that light expanding, becoming a little warmer, a little brighter, expanding through. This is another way of listening beyond words, deeply feeling the vibrations, listening through the wisdom of your heart. Now imagine yourself stepping into this light within your heart, merging with it, as though you're entering a peaceful sanctuary. You rest inside your heart, a place where you can be completely seen and accepted. And take a nice slow breath here. Ask yourself, ask your heart silently today, what do you want me to hear? What do you want me to hear today? And no need to search for the words. Our heart communicates beyond words. But feel, let yourself rest, let it come through. Now ask quietly again, what truth has been quietly waiting for me? And we'll sink into the sensations in the heart to deepen our relationship and to listen. And every cell of your body is listening, listening through your skin, through your breath, through your heartbeat. This is what happens in relationship. Your body is constantly listening, communicating. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, imagine your heart sending this peace, this love, whatever word you connect to right now with how you're feeling, this vibration, this essence. Let each exhale send this vibration through your whole body, to your head, to your throat, your shoulders, your arms, down your torso, to your pelvis, to your legs, to your feet, and the back of the body as well. And to any parts of you that you know need a little bit extra loving today. You might even want to include that hum that we tried earlier, sending the vibration with each exhale to different parts of your body. If your body needs to move to receive this love, this vibration, let your body move. Sometimes we can be holding tension in areas that we haven't noticed all day, and then suddenly it comes up. And the movement allows for the channels to open so the breath can come, so the vibrations can come, so the energy can move there and beyond. It opens the channel. Let your breath become more audible so we can bring our awareness from within to around us as our breath leaves our body. And find the pause, the silence, the stillness for a deep, nourishing breath. And the exhale takes your awareness to the sounds around your body, reconnecting to the environment that you're in. And notice for a moment if there's a difference in the way that you are connected to your environment through sound. It might be very obvious, but it also might be very subtle, like, oh, I feel that my body is softer in this space. Or maybe the opposite. Maybe there's a sound that you've only just started to hear that actually is deeply connecting to your body, is something that doesn't feel so safe. So we get messages, and in these messages, we then have space to choose and make choices about our lives. And some things we won't be able to change. So this practice of noticing the vibration is a real good one for being able to be with the things that we can't change in this moment. Not that we won't ever be able to change, but in this moment, we accept it as it is, and we do what we can for ourselves to acknowledge it. Notice it as the vibration. And then from there, we have choice. We can envision a new way. Maybe the sound around us, maybe the place we're in is really having an effect on our body. So we can decide what that means. We listen within and we're guided to the choices that we make and what we place our awareness on. So slowly coming back, let your eyes open, look around your space, nice and slowly. Thank you for letting me guide you through that practice. Take this time to see what wants to come through. If there was a message that wants to come through in words, or as an image, or something that wants to is pulling your attention that now you're aware of. And this practice, I welcome you to spend 5 or 10 minutes each day connecting to one or two of the practices that we did today. It might be just noticing sounds, noticing the vibrations. It might be the massaging of the ears or the bumblebee breath. See what resonated with you that you can bring in as part of this cleansing, and spend 5 minutes a day, maybe in the morning, maybe when you go to sleep, maybe both, with these practices. And whenever you can, whenever you have a moment, practice listening. Practice intentionally listening to these vibrations. And a nice question for the evenings is, what did life ask for me to hear today? And that gives us an opportunity to see if there's anything we missed. So when we get to the end of our day, asking that, what did life ask me to hear today? And we can sit with this intention. May I quiet the noise, listen with my whole being, and trust that the wisdom has always been within me. Something, you find your own words, something that gives you the fire to clear this sense of sound. So I pulled a card from the Mary Magdalene deck just now, actually. It was Mary Magdalene feast day yesterday. So whoever's watching this recording, it's July the 22nd. So the card is, you see a lion next to the woman in a field of flowers with a dove above her. I love the lion as this courage, because we do need courage to show up to do these practices. That's why not everyone is doing them, because when we start to clear the senses, we have to find the courage to accept what is and open up to be guided in a way that will honor ourselves, humanity, the earth. It's a big ask. So the message under this is I am fully human and fully divine. And with all the messages from this deck, the Mary Magdalene deck, it's just allowing us to accept the things that come as being a human, with being a human being, the emotions, the thoughts, all of the things that takes us out of balance, out of harmony. That's part of our human experience and our journey. And then also we are held by the knowing that we are the soul, that we are divine. And so both are existing at the same time. So now we are going to pause the recording. To everyone who's watching the recording, please take some time to ground yourself down in your reality. I know we've just done a really deep practice, and now we have to bridge back to the reality that we're in. So you can ground down in many different ways, maybe taking a warm tea, maybe just putting your feet on the ground. Maybe you want to eat something or massage your body, just in a way that you land back in your body and in the space and environment that you're in. Thank you so much for being here, and we will come to meet for our next practice next week. So everyone who's here, let's head over into the private space to see who wants to come through.